In today's episode of Ask a Recruiter, we're going to talk through the question, am I able to negotiate an offer after I have already accepted it? In today's video, we're going to talk through all the ramifications of this action. At the very end, I will give you my take on what you should do if you find yourself in this situation. Let's go. Now, first and foremost, this feeling is common. What happens is people go through an interview process, they give a number early on. Maybe that was a lower number because they don't want to ask for something too much and get pushed out of contention because they're above the range. And then they end up getting an offer and they're excited and they accept. And they end up thinking, should I have asked for more? So it is not uncommon to be like, man, I wonder if now that I've accepted, I could still negotiate. Is it possible? That's not entirely uncommon, but here's my thinking on it. Now, first and foremost, I want to be crystal clear. I do not recommend this. I have 13 years experience in recruiting, talent acquisition, as a hiring manager, and I don't think it's a good idea. Imagine if you, the candidate, had accepted a role, you give your 2-week notice, and then after you've done this, it's like a week before you're starting, and then the company reaches out to you and goes, hey, we'd actually like you to still do the role, but for $10,000 less. How would you feel about that organization? You'd probably feel terrible. You feel like it was a bait and switch and you trust them a lot less. Well, it kind of goes the same for you as a candidate. If you do that, you're probably going to harm the relationship a bit. Let's talk about what the actual ramifications might be though. Now, first things first, I think one of 3 things is probably going to happen to you if you decide to do this. The first is they say no, right? Now, they say no, sorry, Ben, we are not going to give you more. Now what happens? Well, one, you feel bad because you asked and you didn't get what you wanted and you are unhappy. But secondly, they probably don't feel great about you either. They might question your integrity, they might question your word, and they might be worried that now they've extended an offer, they've gone to hire this person, and they are just going to want to leave soon for another offer. They're going to continue to push for more money after they have already agreed to something earlier. So that's the first thing. Now, the second thing is they might say, fine, yes, Ben, you can have more money. And you're probably gonna feel pretty good about it right away. You're like, okay, I still have the job, they're giving me more money, this is excellent. But imagine how they feel. They probably don't feel great about it. You agreed, you verbally committed, or you signed the offer letter, and they thought it was a done deal. They probably also went and told their backup candidates, hi, we filled the position, thanks but no thanks. And those candidates may no longer be available. So you've put them in a really tough spot. They've paid you that money, but I guarantee you they don't feel as excited about you as a candidate as they did before you renegotiated after accepting. And some of you are probably thinking, well, Ben, who cares? I don't care if they don't feel as excited about me. This is a job. I work for a living. Okay, but you're gonna want your boss to feel good about you when it's time to ask for that promotion or that raise, or if they have to do layoffs and they're taking all the available information to them into consideration. So whether or not you get this, either way, they are probably not gonna feel great about it. Now, the last thing they might do is they might actually rescind the offer. They might say, okay, he went back to the negotiation table, she went back to the negotiation table. We've decided this is not the type of candidate we want to bring onto the team. We're going to pull the offer. Thank you, but no thank you. That can happen. It has happened. Companies do it all the time. Not all the time, but it does happen. And you don't want to be in that situation unless you truly feel like you can walk away. And this brings me to my last point. If you are going to do this strategy, then you will need to be willing to walk away. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it, because there is certainly the possibility that you end up with a tarnished relationship or they pull the offer. So if you want to try this tactic, which again, I do not recommend, I don't think it's a good idea, be ready to walk away. Now, some of you were probably saying, well, Ben, I do want more money. You said don't try this tactic, so what can we do instead? My advice is negotiate the right way initially. This video is everything you need to know about salary negotiation. Instead of trying to negotiate after you've accepted, do it right the first time. You will thank me for it. Go watch this video now.